Welcome to Chapter 3, Lesson 2, how this business model works and what this business model is. I'm excited to dive in to breaking down the Pocket Chef's Blueprint business model. But before we get started, let's start off by asking ourselves, because some people may not know, what is a business model? A business model gives a company structure. It allows you to clearly communicate your service offering and how it works to your potential customer. Now, as we go into the revenue model, oftentimes some people group business model and revenue model in the same, but just to clearly differentiate the two, the business model is how your business functions. The revenue model is how you actually make money. So as we go through this, it's going to overlap and sound a little bit similar, but being able to clearly articulate what your business does is going to be important versus how your business makes money when you're communicating to customers. So let's go ahead and move on. And as we're going through this, I just want to touch on systems and processes. A good business model, having a good business model alone is not enough. You need to have good systems and processes in place for whatever business model that you have. Systems and process saves yourself time, effort, and money. You don't want to just have a business model and just be all over the place running around like a chicken with your head cut off. You want to be able to have systematical processes in place. So therefore, when it comes to scaling, or it comes to bringing on somebody else or needing additional help, or it comes to looking at your business model and seeing what's not working and what's working or where your leaks are, with a system and process in place, you're going to be able to identify that a lot faster and a lot cheaper. So let's dive deeper into this business model and how this business model works. So I want to say this right now, and I want to be very clear. The Pocket Chef's Blueprint business model is a service company. Now, why are we a service company versus a food company? So starting off, the way that you're going to be setting up your business is to be able to offer a service. When you get into offering food and you're offering to deliver food, you get into you start to murk the waters when it comes to customers where they can't clearly identify what they're actually calling on you for. But when a customer is very clear that they're calling on you for a service and you are a service provider, they're going to be able to communicate and relay that message to other potential customers. So when somebody says, man, I'm just looking to get some help done with my cooking throughout the week, they're going to be able to reference your company because you are a service provider. But if they say, man, I'm having a hard time getting food throughout the week, that means that Instacart, Whole Foods, Blue Apron, they have those channels to access getting food. So let's dive in and talk about what service do we provide. We provide the Pocket Chef's Blueprint model. And what is the Pocket Chef's Blueprint model? That is a 2-hour booking. And within that 2-hour booking, we focus on 3 main things: cooking, cleaning, and advising on menu planning. As we dive deeper into the revenue model, you're going to see how you can use this same 3 things to increase your revenue. But most importantly, you want to be able to really lock down the Pocket Chef's Blueprint model, because that's where your value is going to come from, which is the 2-hour booking technique. And we will cover that as we get deeper into this Pocket Chef's Blueprint model. But I don't want you to get discouraged, and I don't want you to start to worry about the 2-hour booking process, because I know what's going through your mind is, that's not enough time. How are we going to execute within that time? But I'm letting you know that I have executed over thousands of hours using the 2-hour booking technique. And I'm going to teach you that blue 2-hour booking technique where you will be able to master that and be able to provide the maximum amount of value to your customer by using that technique. Now, with this, the main focus and the clientele that we're going to be going after with this 2-hour booking technique is everyday people. So what is it that you do? You assist everyday people with everyday cooking needs in the comfort of their own home by using the Pocket Chef's 2-hour booking technique. And it's that simple. We're going to be breaking this down and going a little bit deeper so you can really understand how to execute the 2-hour booking technique. But that's what you do, and that is the description of the service. You assist everyday people with everyday cooking needs in the comfort of their own home using a 2-hour booking technique. So with this 2-hour booking technique, one of the main things that you're going to focus on is giving people back their time. That's the number one pain point that most people struggle with when it comes to cooking and having food and meals prepared throughout the week is time. With time, it allows them to have healthier options. It allows them to save money going out. Time is the number one commodity that you cannot buy back. And that's going to be one of the key selling points when you are marketing, and creating your product. You're going to want to focus on giving customers back their time, because that's what the 2-hour booking technique does. We are able to execute 2 to 3 meals with 4 to 6 servings per meal within the 2-hour booking technique. And we will break down how that technique works, and it's very simple. And we will break down also what meals look like and how they should look, just so you can have a full scope of how to communicate the 2-hour booking technique to the customer. So, as we continue to go deeper into the business model, the business model that we are going to set up is going to be a subscription-based business and revenue model. Now, I want to talk to you about 2 of the indirect competitors that were once doing something similar that they wanted to try to gain a customer base by doing. But the reason we created the 2-hour booking technique is because we knew that this was the white space that these 2 companies were not covering. Now, as we go through this 2-hour booking technique and we go over the pain point that we are suggesting that you are targeting the customer, these are just our recommendations, and this is just what worked for us. With this information, you were able to take all of this collective information and create your own strategy using any techniques that we've provided that you feel is going to be the most promising to whatever business model you ultimately want to end up doing. But if you're thinking about doing either high-end private chef and cooking dinners for people in their homes, or if you're thinking about doing dinner parties, I just want to let you know that these 2 companies that collectively raised $20 million and that were around for 3 years have both tried these business models. And once again, as we spoke about in the last chapter, the problem was their economics couldn't shake out and they didn't make sense. Either the perishables, the food costs, the overhead, the economics just did not work. So, what is a subscription-based business model? A subscription business models are based on the idea of performing a recurring service monthly or yearly. As I showed you with the last 2 companies, they both had one-off services. The problem with one-off services is it becomes a nice to have versus solving an actual pain point. The reason why subscription-based services work is because you can continuously count on having a recurring customer every single week. The way that we set up our service, which we'll dive deeper in, is we have monthly subscription services, which locks in a guaranteed customer for up to 3 months. And this is going to give you the ability to help plan, forecast, and scale when you're trying to see where your numbers are at when it comes to growing your business. Subscription models examples that are great subscription-based services that work are Netflix and Dollar Shave Club. These are both billion-dollar companies, but I wanted to show you how gaining a subscription-based community or customer base, even at a smaller amount, is going to be much more lucrative than having one-off customers. So as we get into the revenue model, we're going to really focus on creating a product that is going to be able to be built into a subscription business model and a subscription revenue model. So once again, this business model that we're going to focus on is a subscription-based business model. With this subscription-based business model, we're going to focus on 4 sessions monthly for a 3-month subscription, which is going to give you the lifetime value, which is LTV, of $1,200 per customer. So once again, to kind of go a little bit deeper and break this down, with the 2-hour booking technique, you will be able to offer that 4 times a month, once a week, for 2-hour sessions for 3 months. And we're going to break down different pricing on how we want to be able to charge the customer and what pricing works for you. We're going to talk about what pricing works for us, but that is what we are going to be focusing on for the revenue model. And now that we're clear on the business model, I'm going to reiterate it one more time, and I want you to write this down. Pocket Chef's blueprint business model is: we assist everyday people with everyday cooking needs by going in and cooking meals in the comfort of their own home using a subscription-based business model that offers a 2-hour booking technique 4 times a month for 2-hour sessions 1 time a week on a subscription-based model that the customer is able to sign up for a minimum of 3 months. So as we go into lesson 3, we're going to continuously dive deeper into this business model. But once again, I want you just to go back through this. I want you to rewatch and really take notes and really even study and go deeper into subscription-based business models and how lucrative those business models can be. So I look forward to seeing you in lesson 3 as we dive deeper into the Pocket Chef's business model.